Hi everyone, it's Leslie. I am coming here to record this video in order to spread some education awareness for things that are on the darker side of being on your spiritual path. About 6 weeks ago, a friend of mine called me and had experienced some darker things and asked me if there was anything that I could do to help or any tips or tricks that I could offer her. So at that point in time, I actually told her that I would do some research. I've dealt with darker things on the other side of the veil since I had my awakening. So she felt that she could confide in me. But this was something different. And when I said I needed to do some research, it was more of there was something that I wasn't seeing. But I had this feeling, this gut feeling, that I needed to ask some questions about a particular person that I had met at a workshop. So I asked someone in my circle how they felt about that person. And she gave me a little piece of information that really sparked the seeker in me. So when I got home that evening, I started to do research, lots of research. I found that this person was actually listed as part of a cult that was started in Russia. It was also disbanded and made illegal to practice this portion of their religion or practice in 2016. And some of the head person, he actually was put into prison for lots of very disgusting things. And some of his people came up missing. Well, this person that I met at the workshop was part of this cult in Russia. And now she is here in the United States practicing, having workshops and things like that. So I've had a few friends that have been involved with this woman. Now, I did one workshop with her, and there was things that I didn't like about her. The workshop itself was amazing. The women that I was surrounded by, some of the things that they were teaching about women empowerment were very uplifting, and it was just a really amazing weekend. But there was just a few things that I didn't feel were right. She wouldn't look me in the eye, which is a big one for me. If you're going to speak to me and you want me to understand, I feel like you have to look me in the eye. And she would not look me in the eye. She didn't speak to really anybody. There was a few people, but not a lot. So she didn't come and like commingle with us on breaks or lunches, things like that. And I thought all of that was very impersonal and very odd. And I just felt like she was a fake of some kind. At the end of the 2-day, I think it was 2.5-day workshop, she came up to me and told me that my lineage was very strong. And I looked at her and I said, I know. And that was the end of our conversation. So I did some research on this woman after I found that she was involved in a cult. And she was voted Russia's best hypnotist. She was also charged with money laundering through a children's charity. She claims to be a psychologist, which I have found some information on that, but it's not completely solid. I'll put it that way. Now, one of my dear friends was involved unknowingly. She had been caught up in the mysticism of the journey. Everybody's spiritual journey, seeking enlightenment, finding a place that makes you feel at home. women that make you feel empowered, feeling like you found a family other than just your family. This is what people like that do. They manipulate you. They make you believe in something. They tear you down and build you up all at the same time. They make you separate yourself from your friends and then your family. And then if you're on your spiritual journey, they make you believe that everything that you're experiencing is because you're experiencing a journey, a spiritual journey, which means so much for so many of us. It breaks my heart to think that there are other women out there that are helping to take advantage of other women. Women against women. So this cult was into human trafficking, drug trafficking, money laundering, also fraud. So at these workshops, you could buy objects of power, which were blessed by shamans in Siberia. These objects could be anything from a pine cone, a necklace, a bracelet, a keychain, things to wear in your hair, and they would sell them at astronomical prices because they are blessed. So I have one friend that purchased a pine cone for $150. A pine cone. So not only are they attacking women, but now they are attacking women with money. That's all they want. Greed. Greed is a dirty, dirty thing. Now, I shared this information with one of my people in my circles, and she started researching as well. And we completely jumped into a rabbit hole. Now, our one friend that was very, very involved, we had a very hard time trying to figure out how to talk to her. We were worried that she was going to be angry with us. We were worried that she wouldn't see the truth and she wouldn't trust in us anymore. That she would be forced or pushed further into these people's group. So we took it upon ourselves to pray. Cast as much Reiki healing light upon her to see the truth as we possibly could. To pray for each other. To send healing vibes to all the women involved. And our prayers were heard. She actually didn't come to me, but she came to the person that's in my circle and said, I see. I know the truth. And after we sat down and talked to her about everything that she knew and everything that we knew, we definitely felt the lesson of we should always be honest and truthful with each other, with our sisters, with the people in our groups, the people that we care for, the people that care for us. We should be completely transparent at all times, And since then, some more of our local women have come out of this group as well. Now, I was invited, not just me, but a group of women were invited to go with this cult before we knew they were a cult, to go to the Palenque pyramids, to pray. Such a dream. I mean, one of my ultimate dreams is to go to Mexico and pray at the pyramids. So after I found out this information, this is when things got very scary. I look at the site for registration, and on this site, it says things like the place of retreat. Shuttle will pick you up from the from the Palenque airport and take you to the place of retreat, the hotel. Words like this: no addresses, no retreat names. Literally, I could have gotten on a plane, gone to Mexico, and never come back. Nobody would know where I went, and there would be no record of me checking into any kind of retreat. Not to mention that the phone number that they had for registration was a WhatsApp phone number. In case you are not aware of what WhatsApp is, it is a messaging app, and also you can call each other, but everything can be deleted. So not only would I have spoken to and registered on a WhatsApp number and all of my information, all of my correspondence could have been deleted, but I also would have been picked up at the Palenque airport, and who knows where I would have gone. They also have retreats to Cyprus, Kazakhstan. And people are being taken, their passports, their IDs, their social security cards, their birth certificates, things like this are being taken from them. This is very, very dangerous stuff. In Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, if you look, missing persons in these states have increased greatly because we are on a main highway. That's what they tell us, is because we're on a main highway. I think it's because everybody is beginning to awaken. And on your spiritual journey, we tend to vibrate higher than this third dimension. But we need to keep in the back of our minds or in our vision that we are still in the third dimension and that people are not always great. So, I'm happy that my friends have made it out safe and are on a path to healing. That's amazing. But I also want to make sure that every person, woman, man, and child all know that they need to be aware and research the people that they are doing workshops with. Just like how you would research a doctor, you need to research your yoga instructors. You need to research your meditation instructors. You need to research your workshop people, not just going to a website and that they give you a link to. But I mean, really look at who you are talking to or going to work with. If your gut tells you anything, if it tells you that you feel like something is not right, trust it. Doubt every doubt that you have in yourself. And that will be the truth. On top of that, if you see this woman, and I will give you her name, I want you to be aware of who she really is. And if you don't believe me, go and do your own research. And you will jump down the rabbit hole just like we did. And it will scare you. There's a quote that I saw that my friend, my sister, put on Facebook, and it has stuck with me this entire time. It is, evil will not destroy the earth. Those that see evil and say nothing will. Protect yourselves, protect your family, protect your friends, protect your community. Call the authorities if you see, hear, or invited to anything that is completely sketchy. Do your research. Be open and honest with your friends, your family, your sisters, your spiritual circle, and stand your ground for what you feel is right. I will be going to the authorities with all of the information that I have compiled and all of the information that my friends have compiled. But you need to watch out for Siberian plastic shamans. Not only are they frauds, some of them do have incredible gifts, but those gifts are not being used for the light. They are being used for the dark. The woman that I did my workshop with, who was also attracting people from my community, women from my community, and using them to trap and take more women from my community, make them feel something that wasn't true. take them from their families, their friends, and their communities. Shakantali. You can look her up. The part of the cult that she was involved with was the Ishram Shambhala. She claims that she is the founder of the School of Gayud, which is also a section, of the original cult. She also has a charity called the Field of Love. They are selling objects of power at astronomical prices. Now, I will tell you a secret. They're not just using normal means of greed. There are things, emotions, feelings, and energies attached to these objects. Do not touch them. Do not purchase them. There's nothing more important than you, your family, your friends, and your community. You do not need a bracelet as an object of power. You have power in your heart. Use it. Be aware of it. Stand strong. And I please ask that you share this video with as many people and as many women as you possibly can, because that is their target right now. Be aware of your surroundings. And if you meet anybody that says they are a shaman of any kind, ask for credentials. Make sure that they have a paper trail. Also, use your gut. Your spirits will totally tell you if this person is not right. Go into everything with your eyes wide open. Do not have tunnel vision. Even though you are on your spiritual journey, we are still here on earth with people that are not the greatest. People that want to take advantage of your vulnerability in your heart. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope that all of you be safe. All of you see the truth. I am you, and you are me.